Hey guys, and welcome to the first video of this channel. We are going to be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! The Duelist of the Roses. Why is it doing that? So this was actually based off an actual war, and I only found out about the War of the Roses from this game. I looked into it, and I was like, wow, that's so cool. England, 1480s. War of the Roses, a power struggle between the houses of Lancaster, Red Rose, and York, White Rose, to decide a royal successor was nearing an end. With the Yorkists well in the lead, the reign of Richard III was but a step away. And in France, Yugioh, Henry Tudor, the last Lancastrian heir, was being forced to a life of exile. The Lancastrian forces were rendered powerless by ancient cards of sorcery wielded by Seto and his 7 followers, who, known as the Rose Crusaders, served under the flag of Lord Crawford, a powerful York nobilist. Lacking a duelist to champion their cause, defeat was imminent for the Lancastrians. In England, duel card games were still at the fledgling stage. Thus the Lancastrians had to look elsewhere for a duel master capable of facing whatever in battle. With this in mind, Margaret May Beaufort of Lancaster secretly requested a high druid to summon a duelist from another age. Some words I just cannot pronounce. You know, I try and I fail miserably. Ooh! Summoned from the mystic circle of red and white roses, the one capable of harnessing pure power. There was truth to the legend of the Rose Duelist. Lady Margaret, I did it! Now we have the means for defeating the evil forces of blank. Oh, my apologies. In my excitement, I'd forgotten I was in the presence of the Rose Duelist. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Simon McMaroon, High Druid and Servant of Lancaster. May I be so bold as to ask the name of which the Rose Duelist would like to be known? Should I do it in all caps or just, yeah, let's go with all caps. There we go. LDP, a fine name indeed. Now here's the situation. The year is 1485 and you are currently in Stonehenge near Salisbury, England. England is in turmoil, with the House of Lancaster's rightful claim to the throne being challenged by the Yorkist usurpers. The power struggle is referred to as the War of the Roses, a name based on the badges used by both sides, a red rose for the Lancastrians and a white rose for the Yorkists. Right now, our kingdom is threatened by the Yorkists and their wrongful claim to the throne. All because the Yorkists enjoy the support of the Rose Crusaders and their sorcerous White Rose cards. Using our Red Rose cards, we summoned you, LDP, to this day and age. We hoped that your dueling experience would defeat the Rose Crusaders and lead us to victory. Okay, I can't keep doing that. You will help us? Of course you will. Foolish of me to even doubt where your loyalties lie. Rumor has it that only the legendary Rose Duelist stands a chance against the power of blank. I cannot say that. I tried. I cannot do it. If you guys can, good for you. I can't. Let's take a moment to listen to the soundtrack though. Lovely, isn't it? We appreciate any help you can provide against them. Before I forget, I should warn you that the rules of dueling differ from those of your age. Here in England, dueling is governed by what is known as the perfect rule. In addition to several minor distinctions, there are 2 major differences. One is the existence of movement, or positioning, the other is the deck leader concept. These are 2 aspects of dueling that were lost in the process when the ancient sport of duel monsters was adapted to card form. The perfect rule represents these lost rules that were miraculously revived here in England. Perhaps a practice duel will serve better than an explanation, shall we? No thanks, I remember how to play. First, LDP. You must select a deck to duel with. It is important that you feel the vibrations of a deck leader. The minute resonations oh gosh, that ring true to your soul. The cards themselves draw their power from the energies of the ancient ones. The deck leader acts as an intermediate between the ancient ones and the deck wielder. LDP, it is essential that you select a card leader whose rhythm matches the stirrings of your soul. Here are several decks from which to choose. Give it some serious thought and make your selection. Choose carefully, for the deck you select will guide the destiny of your duels. I see, guide my destiny. Okay, so we have got Serpentine Princess, Air Knight Harsath, and King Tiger Wang Hu. Okay, which one should I go for? I'm gonna go for that one. I see you have selected your deck. So the effect of the Celtic Red Rose cards. Looks like there's some truth to the rumor that the Red Rose cards are capable of time transformation. Who's there? Before we start, I am not doing a Seto impression because it's just terrible. It's terrible. It's been some time since the Battle of Barnet, old one. Blank. Every time that comes up. What brings you here? Only a member of the Rose Crusaders may call me by that name. If you may recall, I told you once before that you may only address me as Seto. Does memory fail you, old man? Let's listen to Seto's theme. It's awesome. And you must be the dreaded Rose Duelist. I must admit there's a certain aura of power emanating from you. I believe an introduction is in order. I am Seto, leader of the Rose Crusaders. There are members of our little group who prefer to call me by the name of C Blank. I ask you again, what brings you here, Seto? Mind your manners, old man. What else would bring me here? I've come for the Red Rose cards. After all, it was you who showed me how the summoning capabilities would evolve when the Red Rose cards are combined with the transport powers of the White Rose cards. You aren't thinking of attempting the forbidden Rose summoning. If so, then the Red Rose cards must never fall into your evil hands. Card sorcery taps into the powers of the Ancient Ones. By their very nature, each card is a double-edged sword that can be cut both ways. The Rose cards alone harness tremendous power. There's no telling what horrors one might unleash to the world by combining both red and white. I will sacrifice my own life if need be to prevent any from uttering the spell of doom. Dun dun dun! Spell of doom? Fool! The 16 red and white rose cards grant power over all. The Druid legend has twisted the true meaning of these cards. We Rose Crusaders have sworn to create a utopia, free from the ravages of war. We intend to accomplish this with the power of the cards. And we shall do so by extending the rule of Richard III throughout the known world. Oh wow, Simon is speechless. By the way, it was clever of you to form a circle of red roses within the white rose barrier to summon the Rose Duelist. But you are foolish to come alone. This area is surrounded, and if you wish to leave with your life, you will do so only by handing over the Red Rose cards. Me? A fool? What about you? Are you fool enough to actually believe that the Red Rose cards would remain here in my possession? Right after the summoning, I had the cards dispersed amongst our best duelists to keep them from your tainted hands. Then you leave me with but one option. I shall enlist the aid of your precious Rose Duelist. You take leave of your senses. And you speak too soon, old man. Heed my words, Duelist. If you wish to return to your proper time period, you will require 16 cards of the red and white roses. The red and white positions must be laid out in reverse of the summoning in order to send you home. You know the spell? Since you need the 16 rose cards just as much as we do, I propose a partnership. Help us gather the cards and I shall guarantee your safe return. Guarantee your return, I can't read, after we've achieved our ultimate goal. An absurd proposal. Do you even think that the Honourable LTP would even lend an ear to your ridiculous proposal? Can you be so sure, old man? Let me see. Simon's side is 8 of the red rose cards, while my side, the Rose Crusaders, has possession of the 8 white rose cards. As the numbers are even, simple arithmetic excuse me. Arithmetic indicates that you could side with either of us. But I'm sure you'll take into account who's winning this war, after all, who was desperate enough to summon you in the first place. I think it's quite clear which side is better positioned to send you home. LDP, heed not the words of this power-hungry lunatic. Simon, must you resort to name-calling? I'm hurt. I'll tell you what, why don't we just leave the decision to our dear Duelist? After all, Simon, the Duelist's future is not for us to decide now, is it? Well, yes, but... Splendid. In keeping with the tradition of the old Temple Gardens, I offer you a choice, Duelist. Here are 2 roses. The white represents me, and the red for old Simon here. For the sake of justice, choose the red rose. Stand by my side, Duelist. Choose the white rose. Okay, so if anyone actually knows about this war, then you know the Lancastrians win, which then leads to the House of Tudor, which then gives way to the House of Stuart. So does it really matter which side you go on? In the context of history, no. But this game does give you the chance to play for both sides. So let's say you side with the Yorkists first. Once you've completed that playthrough, it then gives you the option to side with the Lancastrians. And only the Lancastrians, because you've already done the White Rose, and vice versa. But I'm going to side with the Lancastrians, and then we're going to go for the Yorkists. How disappointing. Oh well, you made your choice, and I respect that. For now, I will guarantee your safe passage until you've met with Yugioh. After all, I don't want our little game to end too quickly. That wouldn't be sporting. I look forward to the day when we meet again, Duelist. Until then. As I said, I'm not doing voices, mainly because I can't, but also I've got a cold, so, yeah, I mean, it's mainly because I can't do them. Right, so we're in France. Hooray! And once again, let's just bask in the soundtrack of this game. It's lovely. LDP, I present Prince Yugioh, last prince of Lancaster, a true Welshman and the hope of we who call ourselves Celts. My lord, may I present LDP, the Rose Duelist. Also, I would like to point out that if this audio is too high or too low, I apologise. Tell me which way it is, and I will do my very best to improve things. You serve us well, Simon. My mother was wise in summoning you from Scotland. Hey, look, there's Joey. Hi, Joey. Did you dirty, bro? You honour me, sire. Duelist, I am Yugioh. No, you're a Tem. Yugioh doesn't have that hair. I mean, it's similar, but he doesn't have that specific hair. Actually, Henry Tudor is my name, but I find it tiresome. You may call me Yugioh. Good. I'm sure Simon explained our situation, but it's only right that I request your services myself. I need you to return to England and put an end to the threat of the Rose Crusaders. Their white rose cards form a barrier that prevents my armies from setting foot on British soil. Although we Celts have the red rose cards, we are but inheritors who are unable to wield their full power. In the hopes of reversing our fortunes, we gambled on a druid legend and spoke of a rose duelist. According to the same legend, one must use a deck whose cost is lower than an opponent's to capture a rose card of another colour. I believe that it is important that you keep this in mind. The cost of your deck should not exceed the cost of your opponent's deck. I would like you to note that our resources have been pressed to the limit, requiring us to invade England by August. My troops will land in Milford Haven, Wales, and march on to face the enemy at Bodsworth Field. Having all the Rose Crusaders out of commission by this time would be ideal, but as that might prove difficult, any reduction of their forces would be appreciated. Right then, let us part company and reunite in Bosworth. Simon will provide you with the details as to where and when we'll meet once more. Luck be with you, Duelist. Bye, Henry. Right, so we go across the Golden Sea or the pea-coloured sea, whichever one you prefer. Right, so I've got a choice. I can either duel. I was about to say Chester there, but that's the location. I can either duel Weevil or Rex Raptor. And considering my deck cost is 822, I can duel either of them because theirs are above mine. But we're going to save that for next time. I would like to thank each and every one of you for, just saying hi, really. Just coming onto this, just clicking on this video and saying hello. Even just watching for a few minutes was appreciated very, very much. I would also like to thank Crassus Entertainment for helping me set all this up, because without him I would not have been able to do any of this, because quite frankly I had no idea what I was doing. I had none. So thanks Crassus, I appreciate it. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. Please check him out, and please do not forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed what you saw. Thank you very much, and I will see you guys hopefully next time.